I love keeping up with what's happening in AI. We've shown you, we showed a lot of these AI generated trailers. I think they're really creative. It's not like, look, it's not like someone will make a whole movie of that yet, but Justine Bateman is someone I follow on Instagram. She is an outspoken voice when it comes to AI and how it will affect the business. And here we go. Justine Bateman warns AI will burn down the business. Let's bring up this story, Alan. This is really interesting. But by the way, I follow Justine Bateman. Follow her on Instagram. She is way ahead of the curve on this. And her commentary is a warning. She is the canary in the coal mine saying, hey, this could destroy the business as it is. If you would, this headline, and this is from, I'm sorry.
It's from The Wrap.
The Wrap, yes.
Is it The Wrap? Yeah, The Wrap. Also, it's a series they held at the Grill in Hollywood. So she's actually confronting a AI tech executive here. And so there's kind of a back and forth.
Yeah, let's get into it. If you would read this.
All right. Justine Bateman warns AI will burn down the business. The structure will collapse. It's a video. The Grill 2024, these investment decisions are completely neglecting the gargantuan wild card human beings, Bateman argues. Filmmaker and AI regulation activist Justine Bateman sounded the alarm on artificial intelligence in Hollywood at the Grill conference on Tuesday, warning that the technology is going to burn down the business. Going toe-to-toe with Gladstone CTO Edward Harris at the Wrap annual conference held this year at the DGA, the Violet director and Credo 23 Film Festival founder said that using AI in film and TV will see a loss of jobs. Sometimes whole departments, and that when it comes to industry professionals' livelihoods, the structure will collapse. All these conversations and all these investment decisions are reflecting the gargantuan wild card, human beings and their decisions, Bateman said. For the business in particular, or is it going to burn down? Yes. She continues, if you start taking out chunks of duties, maybe the whole marketing department, maybe a camera, maybe an actor or half the actors, or the crew doesn't get their days to qualify for insurance because you're only using them 3 weeks instead of 12. Whatever it is, the structure will collapse. Do you want to comment on that before we go to?
Yeah. She's right. Mm-hmm. I think some of the jobs that AI will replace will be, people who do your taxes, accountants, a lot of jobs involving numbers, project management will be aided. Those teams will be reduced. When it comes to creativity, I do believe AI is a tool that must be in the hands of an artist, just like Photoshop. At the same time, the models that they use, the data set that they use to, because when you see these AI trailers, they're using referential material, like say an X-Men comics or the history of X-Men comics, to make the 1950s Panavision X-Men movie trailer. But they're referencing stuff that exists. This is where Justine Bateman, I don't know if it's in this story, but I followed her a lot. Mm-hmm. She comments like, those are owned by people. You can't use someone's likeness. But I've seen AI. Obviously, AI is referencing stuff that already exists to make something new in a new way. Well, what happens to the people who own the stuff that already exists that's being referenced to make the new thing? What happens?
Well, she also mentions industry people, and the one that stands out to me is the marketing department, because now you can use AI to cut a trailer.
You can use AI to do a movie poster.
Yeah, you can use AI. You can use AI to do all your social media, to write out each tweet, to schedule each tweet.
You can use AI to do a title sequence for a Marvel show called Secret Invasion. I'm saying it's already being used quietly. If you would continue, and we're going to go to your comments.
Okay, so this is the response to Justine here. For Harris's part, leaning more and more on AI came down to risk capital and risk mitigation. One of our concerns, absolutely, is what are the risks that come with when you have an AI system that can broadly have superhuman capabilities, he added. Will we get there? Can't be sure, but certainly when it comes to risk mitigation, we need to consider the possibilities seriously. Moderated by, okay, so that's about the, so Bateman then responds, it's like railroad track, and now the railroad track is split in two. On one path, she says, the people are embracing AI and want to crush the structure, are doing so not to make films better, but to write profit margins. Down the other path are those who want to continue pushing the art of filmmaking. Despite the divergence, she thinks they'll reconvene into something new. The art of filmmaking, I think, is going to continue, and I think we'll see after this inferno, a new genre in the film, in the arts. We haven't seen a new genre in the arts since the 90s of any real significance. There's been some exceptional work in the last 15 years, but for the most part, the focus has just been on generating volume content, which is not filmmaking.
Yeah, I follow her. She is so on top of this because I think she sees the writing on the wall. If this is not implemented in a way that's smart, this industry will be, it could be decimated in terms of jobs. It's already being decimated by streaming. I think really big tech kills art. And that's what this will do. It will kill art. Are you going to get someone like a Chris Nolan to come out of indie film, or James Gunn? If it's not harnessed to be used as a tool, if it's allowed to take over, and if the number crunchers just say, well, we'll make this much more money if we do this and just use full AI for the CG. Like, that's a horrifying thought, but I can see that happening. I will say the best experiments will come from indie film. We recently, within the last year, remind me, Alan, you reviewed a movie that was written, acted, voice, and the video images were fully AI. It was called The Passenger.
I think so. I'm trying to remember.
I remember. It was called The Passenger. It's on filmthreat.com. Now, it got a bad review. It was a terrible movie. I saw the trailer for it. It looked awful. But the fact that it could be done, at some point, a good movie will be made using all AI. Because a lot of the film business, or commentary about the film business, is this: people trying to break down what the formula is to a hit movie. There is so much that this will tie in, because AI will be used to do that. There is no formula. It's random. You've heard that term, nobody knows anything. Well, nobody knows anything. But the point is that there is a constant, like, the question that is always asked at every Q&A at a festival: how long did it take you to make the movie? How much did it cost? People want a breakdown of, how can I do exactly what you did? What's the magic formula for success for a movie? And there isn't one. Not overtly. I mean, there are things that work more often, but it's a miracle that any good film is made the way that movies are made today. Final thoughts, we'll go to comments.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with you. I think Hollywood is on the path to destruction. I think she's right.
Really? You're the black pill.
You know, it's funny because we talked about Star Wars and it imploding. I think it's happening here. The system has become so overbloated. So much money is being spent. There's so many people in the system, lawyers, agents, everything, to the point where it can't sustain itself. And now the higher ups are starting to eliminate all these what they consider excessive ancillary roles, and replacing it with AI. And I think what Justine is saying here is that we're converging. Here's the AI, here's art, and at some point it's gonna, something's gonna happen. It's gonna collapse, and they're gonna come back together. Our left are going to be the indie filmmakers to rise up from the rubble and start, I think, something new. Because I can't see, we're gonna, I got another article here about where Hollywood is headed, and it's not in a good direction, not at all. And so I don't, as much as I've been banging the drum, Hollywood is not the dream. Stay home and make your own indie films. Don't come to LA because there's nothing here for you.